grounding.
Okay. Yeah. Different energy?
Completely.
What energy? Okay, so Capricorn is ruled by Saturn.
Grounded.
Okay. Now, so Capricorn is an Earth sign, but it's a cardinal Earth. So cardinal Earth still has movement, and it wants to climb the mountain to the next goal. So Capricorns need to have goals. Okay. So Capricorns, it's like, you know, they're like constantly doubting. There's a doubt side to Capricorn about accomplishment and about if they could get there. You know, but it's like they want to be on purpose. Capricorns need to feel like they are productive. I'm productive. You know, I'm useful. That's Capricorn. I want to do something tangible. You know, I want to see results. That's a Capricorn.
You want to accomplish things.
Gotta have it.
You must accomplish things. And also, a lot of times Capricorn are heavy people.
Yes.
Psychologically, they're heavy. And it's not a bad thing either. It's just they're heavy, and they like things that are heavy and solid.
Like dark antiques, a lot of times is Capricorn. You know, like old things. They want it.
The left is behind.
Yeah. But we're talking about is like is the Capricorn energy is kind of like we were talking about Earth before being accountable. Capricorns want that loyalty too, and accountability from people that they know. And it's like, but the key word is like there's should, a should. This should go like this. How come they don't know that?
You need to teach him.
Yeah, well, because the key word with Capricorn, there's a should quality, and because it feels like it's the right way. There's a right way to do it. You know?
I mean, if you go zigzag, why do you go zigzag? Go straight. You're faster there.
The most efficient way. Now, Capricorn rules the bone structure. So it's dealing with the skeletal system, it's dealing with the teeth, it's dealing with knees. So remember, wherever your organ is or body part, it could be your weakness or your strength. So people that have the Capricorn could have problems with their knees, they could have problems with their teeth, stuff like that. So the bones are always like an issue. It's like with bones, you know, and the skeletal system, spine, even though spine is Leo, the skeleton part is Capricorn.
There's a funny thing about Capricorn. Saturn is the planet rules Capricorn, and it's a planet of accomplishment and other things like that. But it also rules old age. And Capricorns actually tend to do best in old age.
Yes, right now.
Yes.
That's really true.
Especially if they've accomplished what they want to accomplish in their life. If they have accomplished what they want to accomplish, they're sitting on the mountaintop, they've accomplished it all, and they go,
Sitting down now
okay,
like this.
now it's time to relax. And so what happens is, Capricorns, you know, Stitch in Time Saves Nine, written by Benjamin Franklin, Capricorn. And so the Capricorns, you know, they're serious, but they get lighter. And they get almost giddy sometimes when they're in old age, because they, hey, I've done it, I've accomplished it, okay, time to party. And
well, there's a dry wit. Capricorns have a dry wit. They're very funny and they don't know it. But it's a funny, when they're not trying to be, there's like this way of being, and then like you're laughing and they're like, oh, like, because it's so funny. So why don't you, Irma, tell us what it's like.
Very happy as a child. I grew up with elderly people, and I was very already in early child, like serious, very responsible. They always would say, you can send Irma, she knows everything, so they took already, they put the responsibility on me already.
Another big
Yeah, and when I was, okay, that's where I grew up. Then I was in boarding school, I was always the leader, because I would organize everything, and I was good in sports or whatever, so I was always the leader. And helped also people in study, because I was very serious. Like we had a test or we had to achieve something as a group, so I was the leader. And I would be so organized, I would get up 5 o'clock in the morning, so make sure I have everything, I don't forget everything. So early in life already, I wrote down everything, so I have it. I always said I write it down so I can sleep good, have it out of my mind.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So as a teenager, I was very serious, extremely serious. Yeah. I mean, or people would ask me, "What do you do?" I wouldn't go to parties. I was so possessed by I'm an earthy. I need to see the reason for living. For even sometimes I had depression.
Which is one side of Capricorn.
Depression, and I would just be in the corner and read, and so I was really looking for the purpose. Yeah, for the purpose, what I really found later in life. Or people would ask me, "How old are you? Where do you live?" And I would say, I wouldn't say anything. Nobody. I see, I was very sensitive, but nobody would know because I had that face. That face where nobody could read my feelings.
Yes.
Yeah, and also it was very hard. Like if somebody would hurt me, I could step over that person without me having a feeling, hurting that person. After my 30s, I got lighter.
Yeah.
I had a really, I have to cry because I had a really hard childhood.
Yeah.
Later on, after my 30s, I got softer. Yeah, and that's what they actually say about Capricorns. They get softer later in life. Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I opened up my heart. What happened was, I read that book from Chopra,
Yeah.
Teach Only Love, which changed my entire life.
That's great.
Yeah, but I changed, so I said, I'm not that person, why don't I show people my feelings, or why, and people always put me on the pedestal, or Irma can solve all the problems. So people, I was already, as a young adult, attached to, everybody would come to me. Yeah,
Right.
and I let that happen. I didn't have a barrier, and let it happen for people to, I had to help them.
Right.
I did put such a burden on me, and I never could say actually no.
Yeah.
Right, well, that's
Yeah.
the one side.
That's
Yeah,
one side of it.
and I said, yeah, and I said, I really don't want to do it. I want to do it only in my own terms. I want to help. So all of a sudden, I taught, I had also children, yeah, and I taught myself to show people my real true face. So all of a sudden, I opened up my heart and saw everything in a different, what do you call it, in a different light, kind,
Right.
yeah. And so all of a sudden I had different goals, not only goal to achieve, I always was
The outer world.
the outer
Yeah.
world, so I achieved to be more the inner world, and I
Yes.
so really worked hard on that.
Good for you.
Yeah, I really worked
That's
hard
great.
on it.
Yay. Different sides of Saturn. It's like Capricorns need brooding time, and they need to get depressed. It's like it's okay
Yeah.
because they have to ponder things. So it's a ponder
And
energy.
they're okay with it.
Yes,
Yeah,
and it's like, and
okay.
it's not
Yeah.
bad. You
In
know,
fact, it's bad if they don't get it done.
right? It's bad if they don't get the time.
You know, I have a Capricorn moon, and what I always knew was I was busy being 30 at 5. Now I'm busy being 5 at 42.
Right.
But see, I have like the moon and the sun in Capricorn, so it's really hard.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So,
Right.
And then in my career, I always had to love. I always had to make my own money. I never was lucky about my husband's.
Right.
Yeah, I always had to make my own money, and I had always great jobs because I told the people what I can do and what money I want. Yeah, and I never had any problems with that. Yeah, and okay, if you want to.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.